Hello everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I was watching a video this morning that prompted me to do this video after having thought about this many times, after watching many videos and seeing what I think is just, sometimes it's uninformed, but it's still misinformation. And some of this misinformation, in my opinion, comes from the raw crowd, the fully raw crowd, which I'm more on that team, I guess, if I'm on anybody's team. And then misinformation comes from these people that have done Raw till 4, and now a lot of them aren't even vegan anymore, claiming that it made them fat or it wasn't a healthy diet for them. So I wanted to just look, I talk about the cooked food a lot, and honestly I think the Raw till 4 concept, basically what is Raw till 4? Now to me, and as I was going into this, and I'll just tell you what I found, I looked at Google, I decided, okay, we'll go in instead of just talking about this from my perspective. Because to me, Raw till 4 is mostly a buzzword. I don't know how many people have actually, and I'll read you some of the, I guess, Freely and Harley, I guess they were the first ones to kind of use that word. I don't know if they ever intended it just to be this solid, to be taken literally like you eat raw up until 4. I'm thinking it's more raw till dinner, but hey, whatever. So, I think Raw till 4 is just basically kind of an my interpretation is you eat raw food during the day and then you eat a cooked meal in the evening. Whether it's at 4, I doubt very many people, you're probably kind of struggling on it if you're just like dying to get to cooked food that quick. My evening meal doesn't normally come that early. So unless I was just ravenous or just had to have that cooked, I probably wouldn't have it until about 5 or 6, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, mostly Raw till 4, that's all that is. It's like, people there, I think that most of the people advocating Raw till 4 eating healthy on it. There may be some misinterpretations of it, what have you, but basically it goes back to what I say, it's not raw versus cooked, it's about being clean. It's about eating clean. So I looked this up, I said, I wanted to get some takes on it and see if there actually was like a system set down. Now I'm not much for following systems, but just some of you out there that might be new to this high carb vegan lifestyle, whether you're going to settle on Raw till 4 and that's what you do, whether you do that or not, I would totally recommend. It's a great step on the transition. You might find that Raw till 4 that's not even a transition, that's what you do. But I would highly advise all people, even trying to be fully raw, that's a good place to go in your transition. So let me read to you what I found on how to live Raw till 4. And I'll put this guy's, come on iPad. Okay, it doesn't want to cooperate today. There we go. And I'll put a link to his website down there. His is just simply rawtill4diet.com. And he gave props to Freely. Obviously, he's kind of following the same mindset that Freely did. And apparently, you can get a longer version. I don't know if she has some stuff on her, the Banana Girl website. Might be on there. I know they have a Facebook group. But in other words, he kind of called this a cheat sheet. This is kind of a shorter version of what she has. So, like I say, I don't agree with all of this, but it still doesn't, you're starting to get a little nitpicky when people are saying, oh no, you got to pull this out when you're, it looks pretty healthy to me. You listen for yourself. Okay. Eat plant foods only, no animal products. Simple. Raw fruits and greens only till 4 p.m. 1,000 plus calories from fruit for breakfast, 1,000 plus calories from fruit for lunch. Okay, that's kind of a blanket statement there. So I don't know about that. 1,000 calories for the little girl that's like 5'3" and maybe weighs 95, 100 pounds, and 1,000 calories for the guy that's maybe 6'2" and weighs 180 pounds. So the mileage may vary a little bit there, but that's not a big deal. Big green banana smoothies, perfect. Big green banana smoothies, perfect for breakfast and lunch. High carb cooked dinner. For cooked dinner, eat potatoes, root veggies, rice, gluten-free pasta. Daily fat intake at equal to or less than 10%. Salt intake equal to or less than 1,000 milligrams per day. Eat whole, unprocessed foods only. Avoid all oils. They're kind of like the 80-10-10 folks on that. I do that very seldom. I eat oil very, very seldom, so I tend to agree on the oil thing. Big green salad with or before every dinner. Eat organic foods if possible. No sweets or fruit after cooked dinner. Eat fully raw 1 day per week. And unlimited calories every meal, no restriction. Pound that fruit down. Avoid chickpeas, beans, lentils if possible. Then just says drink 4 liters of water daily. Now that, I don't see a lot of unhealthiness there. I don't see, on that eating plan, I don't really see any more of a reason for gaining weight or getting fat than you would on fully raw. Once again, about how clean you're eating. If they're not advocating eating, even with the starches, which I don't do the starches very often. I don't do the grains at all, or I do very, very little. I think there's a couple of things in one of my dishes in Pensacola that has maybe some quinoa, maybe even some rice in it, but I do them very seldom. I do the potatoes more, but they're not eating fat. One thing I think with the starches is the biggest problem with those starches is when you're eating fats with them, combining fats, or like I do sometimes pouring olive oil on there. Don't do that very much anymore. But yeah, so just know what Raltil-4 is. People people don't do a lot of the research for themselves. They don't look into these things. A lot of times somebody can say something like Raltil-4 makes you fat, and it catches on a little bit. And I don't know. That's just one of my little picadillos. I don't like misinformation. I don't like generalizations that have no basis whatsoever. Like I say, I don't do Raltil-4. I don't plan on doing Raltil-4. But I think it's a valid lifestyle for a lot of people. I think it's a very healthy lifestyle, especially if you consider where people are coming from. We get caught up, when we do this stuff, we talk about this stuff. Even me, sometimes I feel like, okay, step back a little bit. You're a little too caught up into this high carb vegan thing. And I just don't want, I'm sorry, unless you're healing. Now I might advise something different to you, a different thought process or approach if you were healing from something severe. But just as normal, fairly healthy people, I think mostly in this high carb vegan world, we just sit around and focus on little minute details most of the time when, a high carb vegan lifestyle in and of itself, cooked or raw, whatever, lower fat. I mean, we're doing so many benefits for ourselves, for the animals, for the planet. But yeah, I mean, let's don't get too crazy with this. Sometimes people just like to go to the extreme versions of everything. But let's at least know what things are. There you go. Basically what Raltil-4 is. Raltil-4, I don't see any reason why you should gain weight on that. Unless you're just, maybe you got to tweak some things. Maybe you don't take in, if you're a smaller person, or maybe your metabolism's not great, donuts are strict, but maybe you're not taking in, that many calories as, say, the bigger person might take in on Raltil-4. But anyhow, healthy lifestyle. I don't see, people like to pick it apart. And then some of the Raltil-4 people, though, but they're like everybody else too. They're dogmatic, so they can preach it like it's the greatest thing that's ever happened. So I just like to get the facts sometimes. I like to know about things. And I just wanted to do this video because, especially for any people that are new to this sort of lifestyle out there, I think there's a lot of benefit in it. I've said many times before, sometimes you can see what other people are doing and you can be a little too anxious to get to fully raw, and fully raw becomes the holy grail when health should be the holy grail. So whether you're doing starch solution, Raltil-4, fully raw, or another version of high carb vegan lifestyle, you've made changes that are making major benefits to your health. So enjoy that. Be happy with what you're eating. Be peaceful with what you're eating, and acceptful of how you're eating, and enjoy your food. Anyhow, hope you guys like this video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and hope your week's off to a good start. Peace.